Today, I'm going to share with you what our children's biggest poison is today, how we as parents need to take responsibility for it, and how if we take responsibility, we can make small changes that will have a huge impact on the rest of their lives. In the words of Gary Vee, the biggest poison for us is regret. But in the words of Gary Vee is talking about us as adults. We as adults have had enough time to make choices, suffer from failures, and collect regrets. But what about our children? What's their biggest poison? But before we dive in, make sure you subscribe. Smash that subscribe button and hit the bell so that way you're notified each week when we drop a new episode. We as parents are supposed to lead our children to make the right choices. We're supposed to educate them on how to grow mentally and physically. And we're supposed to support them when they're suffering. But us as parents, we fall short in all aspects, especially when it comes to childhood obesity. If you didn't know, it's Childhood Obesity Awareness Month. First, let me share a story with you. The other day I was walking out of the grocery store with my family, and I saw a little boy, and he had to have been every bit of 150 pounds and younger than my son who's 8. He was walking with his father, and his father had to have been every bit of 400 pounds. And both of them had venti mocha frappuccinos with a huge dollop of whipped cream on top. And my heart just tightened up, and I started crying uncontrollably right in front of my family. I was crying because I was just so overwhelmed by thoughts of what this child's life must look like. He's probably not in any physical activities, social clubs, have very limited friends. He's probably bullied regularly at school due to his weight. He probably sits in front of the TV all day, every day when he's home from school and plays video games and mindlessly eats packaged foods like chips and cookies and whatever else. And now he lacks any type of positive coping skills to help him deal with depression, anxiety, or stress. What kind of life is that for a child? I just couldn't stop thinking about him. I was inundated with all those thoughts about how young he is and what his life should look like and what it does and the type of support group that he's around that is helping to feed that addiction. And I started to become so angry at the father. Why is this father not being hauled off for child abuse? The unfortunate reality is that just like any other forms of child abuse, this is the same thing. The worst part is there is nothing these children can do about it until they're 18. They eat what they're given, they're involved in activities they're introduced to, and they learn from what they're taught. And if they've had 18 years of the wrong leadership in their life, the wrong set of coping skills taught to them, and they've internalized feelings of, I can't, I'm not good enough, I'm overweight, I'm a failure, then what do you think their life is going to look like after 18? And we wonder as parents why our kids are so angry and resentful towards us when they start to get older. Now, I'm sure I'm going to get hammered with messages from a bunch of parents with overweight children angry at me and the system, claiming that it's not their fault and they're not responsible. Despite knowing that, I did this message anyways because I want to be a voice for those children that can't be heard. I want to create a movement starting this month during Child Obesity Month of helping you to create small changes to make a big impact in your child's life. So for all you action takers that want to start creating change in your little ones' lives today, what I've done to help is I've created an easy to read ebook that's packed with a meal plan that both you and your little ones can use, a grocery shopping list, a whole list of activities, a healthy snacks list, ways to quickly prepare your little one's lunches, and much, much more. All you have to do is click the link below in the description, sign up for it. It's absolutely free. And for those of you not willing to take any action and then are honestly going to send me hate mails, comments, and what have you, and continue to be upset and pissed off and not accept responsibility for this part that you're playing in your child's life, guess what? The unfortunate reality is that until you do something and take action, it's going to continue to be a problem. And if it's a problem that's not being solved, I can 100% guarantee you that it's only going to get worse. And then someday, your little one may be just like the one that I saw at the grocery store that one day. And for those of you that watch this video that aren't going to take action, but are truly upset with me about the content in my message, guess what? Until you decide to take action in solving your child's problem, then you're also part of the problem. And it's going to continue to exist and get worse. And the unfortunate reality is that your child may end up being like the one that I saw at the grocery store that day. Don't do that to your child.